Hello, party people. It's Randy for Thunderhorse Descendant. I'm here today with my little baggie of Soft Flex business. This is the Design Kit Challenge for Deco the Halls. I'm clearly behind, but here we are. So this was actually sent out to me in December, but I had a situation over Christmas holiday with my grandma. So I did not get back in time, but I figured I could at least whip up a couple of projects for us. So let's jump down to the mat. Get this party started. All right, guys, here we are down on the mat. So for those of you who don't know, Thunderhorse Descendant is a working studio. So if you hear commotion going on, do not be alarmed. That is just work happening. Shannon is here doing shipping. Phyllis is here counting. I'm over here doing all the beading because it's fun. So let's get down to the mat. I have already opened this up. I did an opening of it just because I was curious on morning coffee when I very first came back from Christmas. So it is open. I just unpacked it. I didn't really get a chance to really look at all the items, but here we are. So this is Soft Flex Company's design kit. If you want to go over there and check them out, here's the web address. I don't know that they will have any of this kit left available as I am very behind on my video. But if they do, good for you. See what we got to work with here. So I have already kind of gone over all this, but we'll just lay it out again because quite honestly, I don't remember. And we are doing a design on the fly today. So let's just see what we're working with. Oh yeah, I remember these. These are interesting. Got all these little parts and pieces. These I really like a lot. There, and we got our button, smashing good time, tassel, got our findings. Alright, so as I do remember, I said that this was one of my favorite kits that I've seen in a little while, so I do really like everything that's in here. I think it's all really nice, high quality. And I've seen that it's just a super good little design kit. So there you go. That's what we're working with today. Alright, so let's jump into it. Now, all of the design kits do come with a specially designed design elements from Jesse James. This one is called Deco the Halls. You can only get this design elements from Soft Flex because it's specifically designed for this design kit. So that is these items, these. There was a few other little bits and pieces in there. But yeah, so. Alright. Let's take a look-see at what we are going to do. Now, it would be very easy just to whip up a bunch of earrings. Like, I've seen a lot of people were making earrings and, you know, pendants out of these and stuff, and that's fine. I mean, we might do that still, but since a lot of people have used these, I think I am just going to pass them over for the time being. And I'm kind of looking at these metal guys here. These guys here as a bracelet. So this is very interesting. So I don't know, Deco the Halls is supposed to be Art Deco, right? That's kind of the gist of things. So for them, it is very, Art Deco was a time period where things were very influenced by almost like structure. The lines were very, like this is very Art Deco. The lines are very up and down. They're very linear. They borrowed a lot of stuff from almost like, what do you want to call it? Like buildings and structural things of that nature. So I would prefer that we had more of these to use, but we do not, because these would be, you know, more in my wheelhouse at that particular time period. But we do have these, so we're going to see what we can do with these. Now, these are a little more, in my personal opinion, they're a little more florally than I'd like, but that's fine because I think that we can take that and we can use it to our advantage with some memory wire. So I'm kind of thinking that we can memory wire these. We're going to use these pearls. And I'm kind of thinking we can memory wire these up some kind of way to give us that structured bracelet that you would see in this time period. Now, it really wouldn't be a memory wire if we're being, you know, if we're looking at it. It would be more of those, almost like the diamond kind with the clasp, you know, the fold over clasp, which I do have some fold over clasps, so maybe we'll take a look at that. But I'm kind of just thinking in that sense. So, all that in mind, I am going to put these back in here, and I'm going to put these back in here for the time being. And so here's what I'm thinking with this. We could do a couple of things. I'm going to go ahead and string this up on the cording that they have provided, just these pearls. I'm just going to put all of this back in here for the moment. And I'm going to string up these pearls, and then what I want to do is utilize the memory wire, kind of in a different and interesting way. So I am going to use this now. As far as I know, Extreme Flex, I have never used Extreme Flex. I don't know if this is new or if it's just new to me, but I have never used Extreme Flex from Soft Flex. This is in the color Champagne, and I'm excited to use this. It's medium, so we're going to go ahead and use what I assume they sent was the 2mm crimps. Looks like it. And I think we'll just use some silver ones, because I think the rest of our stuff is going to be silver. So to start out with, we're going to just grab a little snippet of this, and we're going to get our pearls on there. Okay. And you know, I might be able, can I tie this in a knot? I know you're like, Randy, what's happening? What's happening is I just need a knot down here. Is this like a thing I can do? They say you can knot with this cording. I guess we're about ready to find out. Well, you can. You can. Okay, so I just tied a double knot in there. And we're going to take it from there. Like I said, this is a design on the fly. But basically what I want to do is I want to take these pearls. I think I'll do like one of these numbers here. And string this up. Okay, so that will be the focal piece. So I'm basically trying to recreate what would be one of those clasp bracelets, right? And then we'll use the security chain, which was a big thing in the Art Deco era. So I'm going to split these so I have enough for each side before I start stringing it up. Alright, so I'm going to start here, and I'm going to put these on. And I'm just going to string them onto my wire. And basically what I want to do is try to give the illusion of structure. Once we get this done, on the memory wire. Now, we're going to put all these on here. We're basically doing this for design purposes. I can't make promises that we're going to use the entire strand once we get it together, because it might be too long or, you know, something to that effect. So we're just doing it right now for this purpose. Alrighty. So now here's your option. You could go straight across with these, or you can do a, well, I thought you could. I take it back. I thought you could do a sideways scenario, but you cannot. I thought those were the ones that kind of had the cross hatch in there, but they don't. Okay, so this is what we're getting so far. Yeah, I think it's going to be too many beads on this side, but that's fine. We'll deal with that when we get there. Okay, so as you can see, I'm 3 beads short, but that's fine because I'm probably going to have to take 3 beads off this side anyway. So I am going to go ahead and just tie a knot right here. I guess it's true, with this super flex wire, you can tie knots in it. Just saying. So there we go. So now I do have to take 3 off of this side, because I'm short over here. Okay, should have brought my tweezer down here, apparently. Don't worry, where there's a will, there is a way. There we go. Okay, so now I have the same amount of beads on the same side. And what I want to do with this is I want to wire wrap it onto making it a bracelet with wire wrap to give it structure. Is that going to be possible? I don't know. Don't know. We're going to try it. So I have some memory wire here, and I'm just going to use one loop. Where's my cutter? Cutter. I need a, hold on. Okay, so at rest, I'm just going to cut right here to get one loop. So basically it's touching. Now, if you wanted, when you put this on, for it to overlap, because we're going to be working with these ends, you could make it a little bit longer. But for the purpose of this video, like they did in the Art Deco period, we're going to use what they call a safety chain, okay, to keep the bracelet on. So it doesn't really matter if there's a little bit of gap, because we will put a chain on here to help it stay on. So all that to say this, let's get into our wire drawer, and I'm going to use this 26 gauge wire. Am I going to use this 26 gauge wire? What do I want to use? This pink is very pretty, but no. Alright. I'm going to use this 26 gauge wire, and this is what I'm going to use to wrap. And I don't have very much left, so I'm just going to try to get this off the spool because it's kind of a mess. And I'm not going to try to work from the spool anyway. So here is the 26 gauge. And I'm going to kind of straighten this out. A little bit anyway. All right, let's give her a whirl. So the idea here is that we can wrap this onto the memory wire the same as we would like a chain or a cup chain or something to that effect. Now, I know you're like, well, Randy, we could have done that by just putting the beads on this memory wire. You could have, but then you're not going to get the structure that I feel like we are going for and the design pattern. So I believe this is going to give it more weight than we originally intended for. So I'm going to roll that up like so. And this is basically just going to be our base. Okay, so when I'm holding this way, I'm rolling towards myself. Okay. And this part I'm going to leave open for the time being. And I'm just going to go ahead and start my wrap on here. And just get it going on with this 26 gauge. And to do that, I'm just going to wrap it around a couple of times, right? And kind of push it back towards this loop. And there we go. So I'm going to wrap it into this loop just for the time being, so that it doesn't slide around. Okay, there we go. And so this is what we should have. Okay. And so now the idea is that I should be able to start wrapping my beads on here. Of course, getting it started is always a problem. I'm going to go twice on there. And move to the next one. And I'll make sure that they're sticking in there the way I want them to. And I'm going to keep going around. So I'm going to probably go around this whole thing a couple of times. This is just the first pass. And what I'm doing is I am wrapping twice in between each bead to the memory wire. So the idea is that when this is standing up, it's going to be more of like a stand-up bracelet like this instead of the beads being actually on the wire. Then we can utilize the wire as a design element. Whoa, I just dropped beads all over the floor. We can use the wire as an actual design element for this piece. So I'm going to go ahead and continue wrapping. Okay, so this is what we have thus far. You can see I'm starting to move into the silver pieces now. I'm just going to do the same on there, wrapping in between each one twice. So I'm going to do that, and then I will meet you down at the end. Okay, so here we are down at the end. Now, as you can see, my beading wire is getting a little tight. So I'm going to go ahead and snip this knot off, and I'm going to take off these beads here anyway. I am going to go ahead and tie myself a knot, but I have to do another loop right here, which is why I've stopped. So I'm just going to tie this knot right here. Obviously, you would just want to leave yourself a little slack on your string, but this is fine. As soon as I can get it tied. Oop, I pinched my finger. Just remember not to panic. She says to herself as she can't find the end of the string. It'd be a lot easier if I had my tweezer. There we go. Okay. I'm going to roll up my other side here. Before I get myself into a situation I can't get out of. And it looks like I might have one too many beads on. Okay. So I'm just going to remove that one and wrap this up here. Get this guy straightened up the way I want. Just a little bit of maneuvering. Okay. And I'm just not going to worry about that at the time being. So I'm going to go ahead and put this through the loop like I did the other one. I'll put a little hitch in my wire here because I got a lot of wire. Okay. And I'm gonna go again. Back through the loop. And I'm just doing that because that's what I did on the other side. So there we go. This is what I got this far. Don't worry about that. Just pretend it's not there because I'll just cut it off. Same with this side. I haven't fixed those up yet. But this is what we've got. And this is what we want. So we are going to go back around and secure it some more. But so in essence, when it's on your wrist, it is standing up and you can see the wire wraps, right? So that is what we want. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip this around and I'm going to start going back the other way. So now you can do as many or as little wire wraps as you would like to do. That is completely up to you. And here you can see kind of the crisscross on the wire that I'm doing. So the first round was basically to secure it. The second round is more of a design option. Anything else you want to do as far as that is also a design option, in my personal opinion. Looking pretty cute. Okay, so down here now we have to secure all of this wire and things. And so now here you have another option. Do you want to go back around again? I have enough wire where I could go back around again if I wanted to. And I think I might just for fun. Just for fun. I'll go one time. And now my wire is starting to get up on my beads because I have so much wire in between. That's fine. That's part of what we want. If it's getting too out of whack, you can go around twice on certain areas. That is up to you. You're just going to want to make sure around these little metal bits that you're getting in between the beads. Because otherwise you might end up with wire over the top of your bead. You don't want that. Doo-doo-doo. Forgot where it was. Oh, right there. Alright, now we are at the end. So what I'm going to do right here is, this is basically when we're tying these, wrapping these around. What I want to do is I want to just make sure that this is very secured with a few wraps down here at the end, right? And I'm going to go, and I'm not going to end at the end, I'm going to go in between these two beads right here. And then I'm going to bring this tail of a wire through just to give me a little bit of extra security. And then I'm going to cut. Kidding. I'm going to go again and then I'm going to cut it. If I can. Get in there. There we go. Did there, bent the wire weird. Something happened. Oh, there we go. It was just loose. Okay, so then I'm just going to trim that. And this is what we have thus far. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tuck in this wire. You need a little pokey bit. I'm just going to bend it in so it's not poking out. I'm going to go ahead and snip this bead off. Now I'm going to cut this wire all the way up. Everything has been wire wrapped and secured in place, so it shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to leave the little, if you want to, leave the little knot on the end, you can. That's up to you. Or, in this case, I didn't have a knot on this side, so I'm just going to go ahead and take my crimp, and I think I'll just put him on there. Not that I think that I'm going to need it, but no, I don't need it. He's on there. Trim it off. Okay, so here is what we got. Now we're not done. We have to go in and put the chain on, but I'm just kind of maneuvering it around. And so here's what we have. So then we go to put on your wrist. It's giving that raised up, structured look, right? So then, just trying to make sure these are all straight and pushed in. And not crooked. A little bit crooked. Okay, and then we are going to put on a little piece of chain. Now, they did not provide us with any chain, but you know what they did provide us with? This little tassel. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in here with my wire cutter to the middle of the tassel, and I'm going to cut off a snippet of this chain. Ta-da! No one is the wiser. And I'm going to use this little piece of chain as our security. I'm going to get myself a little jump ring. Let's see. You have to have a pretty thin jump ring just to connect it. So let me try these little thin guys. And I'm going to just connect this to the end of the chain, and then onto here. Okay, same on the other side. Oh boy, is that the bat phone ringing? Who's calling the bat phone? And then I'm going to attach that on this side. So this is what they call a security chain, right? So back in the day, so when you pull it apart like this to put it on, you're not going to, even if it were to unhook or flop off, it can't really go anywhere, right? But to make ours just a little bit more snazzy, because when you're wearing it like so, when you're wearing it like so, it's just hanging down, we're going to add our tassel to this side, right here. So I'm going to take that off, and then jump ring. I want kind of more of a heavy-duty jump ring for this portion. But not a huge one, so I'm just going to use this. This is a locking jump ring, so I'm just going to use this one. Okay. That on there. And put him on one side, the side of your liking, whatever you want to do. I wouldn't hang it, I mean you could, but I wouldn't hang it here in the middle, because then that's going to put pressure on this, and you don't really want that. Like, the whole purpose of this is to keep your jewelry safe, right? So I'm not going to hang that on there. If you had a littler charm or something you wanted to hang on there, whatever, that's fine. Now I am going to go ahead and trim this tassel because it's a little bit much for my liking on this particular bracelet design. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it up by just cutting the chain, give it a little haircut, and I'm going to make mine, sorry, my camera just turned off, pretty short. Get that out of here. Okay, so let's see. Oh, it looks like this one could stand to have one more little link cut off. Looking. Yeah. Oh, look how cute he is. This is a little miniature one now. So, alright, that is that for this project. Now, I know it seems like, you know, that's kind of a lot of things, but it's giving me exactly what I want for this time period, to be honest with you. I mean, you could even add another little something if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. I think that this is good. I mean, you could add a little bead here or something, or even, you know, maybe even one of those numbers. I don't know if I would do that because it's going colorway is a little bit off. So there we go. This is the front of the bracelet. So you're going to want to make sure that these are sitting upright. So then we have our security chain. We open it to put it on. And there you go. So then I wish I could show it to you this way. Maybe I'll have to do a little, I have to do a little behind the scenes video. I don't know. So you can see how he's sitting like that. Super cute. You can see the wire, the structure of it all. There you go. So, also, it's secure, so you're not going to lose it. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you are, please make sure to subscribe. Don't forget to leave me a comment, like. Don't forget to swing over to the Soft Flex, softflexcompany.com and see what they have to offer. This is a really cute kit, so I'm having fun with it. I hope you're all having a lovely, spectacular, amazing day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.